Alright, I'm back. Okay. Well, I don't know about you, but I have given up on the idea that I will be finishing this game tonight. So, we will most likely be continuing this walkthrough on Sunday. I'm not done streaming yet, but we'll just see how much farther I can get. 8 invisible walls. Now we have to do the fun trek of going through the entire dungeon. So, next time, my Sales Verizon stream will probably be next Sunday, unless plans change. Saturday will be Gloomwood, so I'm buying that upon release. Oh, nice. Oh no. Okay, we're good. Alright, we're gonna be avoiding this. I don't feel like dealing with it.
Gotta break through. Bring him down!
Not in your dreams!
Damn it!
Into the door!
Release!
More with that
Blade! I'm going in! You got spirit!
Alright, let's see what's going on in the civilian part zone.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two. Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online.
I wasn't even paying
restoration's
attention
still
to
a
that,
way off.
what he was saying.
You're an
So,
elite technician,
I
though.
believe you that
You can
he is
fix
probably
it, right?
homophobic. I mean, whenever I see a house, I get pretty
If so,
scared.
then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in.
You know, I'm
among
afraid of
citizens.
Chicago because they have like a
Until
lot
now,
of
whenever
house
something like this happens,
I'm,
the Sovereign would issue a decree.
homophobic, you know?
But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
The city.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Kill!
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegis right now?
Oh, Halim?
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim.
What am I playing? Half-Life 2?
Look, up there, it's Lord Dohalim.
Ah, you welcome to City 17. You have been chosen or been chosen. It is safe here.
To other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before.
Ooh, someone's home.
But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind.
You will be hearing
not the lords
a dog barking in a little bit.
The solidarity of its
Maybe.
citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one,
Don't know what that is.
a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business
I am
must take care
serious,
of
and
first.
stop calling me
But
you.
once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright, or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like... oh, I don't know. Musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnagain's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits. Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
Also, I need to bring this up.
How do you figure that exactly?
So right now, the big bad guy is basically the Illuminati. It's like I'm playing Deus Ex.
Alone, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder.
Oh yeah, Zephyr's dead, if you don't remember.
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs.
There's a deep...
We have no need for it
There's
now. You're forging
Feel
ahead.
it deep inside
That's
of
what
me.
matters.
I never let
If
you
my
see.
brother could see you,
Keep
he'd be
it
proud.
chained, but I can't. I
Not
feel
as
it
proud as
deep
he would be of
within.
his sister,
And
I'm sure.
deep within.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition,
Feel
huh?
like a monster.
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry.
Among other things. To be entirely honest.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
Oh.
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
See, even the characters are
Noah's
aware that
right.
she's like a
You're
mom.
like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Alright. I need to buy supplies. I think I'm good on life bottles. There we go. Damn. Oh, yeah. God, it still will never be very amusing to me. That reminds me that certain characters are dead every loading screen. Yeah, just making sure. Could you imagine it, like, in this campaign, like, one of our player characters died? Could you imagine, like, every time before the, the session started, you just were like, also, remember, Volka is dead, so.
Thought we'd find answers.
-2.
But we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that.
Alright, you have PTS
And
rolls
we
now.
have more
You have a
problems to
-2
fix,
on
too.
all rolls now.
Like figuring out how to reform Lenegus.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renis Alma.
It sounds like the fucking, I think it's the Indiana Jones theme. I
The
can't
answers
remember
have
what
to be
fucking
there.
movie theme it sounds like.
Are we prepared to finally find them?
Alright.
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive.
Give me a second, I'm
We
gonna
should
just
get a
do
feel for how
use
things are on
Shazam
the
for something
ground
really
before
quick.
we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a
Oh
capital,
no, it's
we
not.
should... What?
What the fuck? Bruh. I don't know why your roommate likes the red women, bruh. Kinda scary. Bruh!
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone, look there!
Wait, what? What? Has the planet just been dead the whole time? Is the planet just a giant starship? Bro, what the fuck? Jesus Christ, this game is just like... Bruh. Is that a giant rose? Alright, everyone. Game story is kind of boring at this point, right? What should we do? I know. Alright, the planet's already destroyed. Giant laser,
Power looks
flower.
like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
Yeah, honestly, I'm feeling the same way, Alvin.
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around?
I wish Law would just
For
punch
how
it and
long?
fix it. That would be pretty great.
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the
Let
only
Law
person
punch
who's
it,
here.
please.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
Same,
The
Alvin.
starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
He probably would fix it if he does. He'll probably roll like a nat 20 on it. Just fix it. That is something different.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
Alright, chat. Do you think this is the final dungeon? Or do you think there's like still like several more? Oh yeah. At least 3 more. Well, let me save my game. Jesus. Jesus. I'm afraid.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Wait, Law likes
Seriously,
feet?
it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone.
Could you imagine if,
I
like, you were
did.
just trying to
Always.
jerk in your gherkin and
So
then
numb
your
to your
swords just
reality,
go
you
off?
couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
That happened, like
It's
someone
fine.
would be like, "Oh no,
I
it's
know
just
I'm
God
not
telling
alone
you
anymore.
not to do that."
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate
Or-
the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a
Or
little
maybe
longer.
just
But
the
not
extra pain
forever.
makes it better if you're
Alphen
into
promised
that.
me that.
I have no judgment. You know,
Maybe
if
it'll
people
be soon.
be into what
Maybe
they
it won't
into.
be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Unless you
Yeah,
like elves.
Just hang in there.
Elves are
One
cringe.
day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise. Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell.
It's always the time for
Come
games.
on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
Oh, the mom's giving good advice. Alright. Now let's actually save again. Sorry. I'm afraid at this point. Oh, more cutscenes. Jesus
I still
Christ!
can't get
You're
over what we saw
overloading me with the
happening outside the
cutscenes.
starship.
What am I?
Yeah.
Playing Metal Gear Solid?
It's really not doing too hot right about now.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours. Still though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out of it?
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue. It's so surreal. It looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our
Some
starship
kind
along
of
with
wise
us.
guy,
They must be
huh?
here somewhere. Let's find them.
Are you some sort of wise guy?
That beam of light brought Dana and
Gabagool!
Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive
I
from
cook
the
at the
Renan
pizza.
homeworld to reawaken
I'm sorry,
the
I'll
wedge
stop.
and Lenegus.
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Alright, let's go see who it is. Wait, sorry, I gotta check. Lower level? Nope. Upper level? Okay, we gotta go to the middle level. I just took a lucky guess on what levels I was allowed to go to, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm glad this game took me to space. Space is always cool to place to go to in a JRPG.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Space!
Huh? What's that? Yeah, it's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
Alright.
It doesn't
5.
look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
Alright, it's time for the exposition.
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
That voice sounds so familiar.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
Everett gets Hager once. Hager, download all Monster Girls.
We did not
right
come
now.
to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here
right
against
into
our
my
will
retinas
by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
Also, Mr.
In
DM,
that
does
case,
OnlyFans
we can
exist in this
assume my
universe?
brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
Wait. Can Everett?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed.
Can
in any
Everett
way.
subscribe to Gloriosa's
Identifiers detected. The sovereign and maiden
OnlyFans,
are
please?
among you.
Among Us?
However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I hate to say it, but yeah. Kind of stuck on a spaceship. You have to talk to the robot. Even though you don't want to.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helgenquil.
My god, why are you adding so much
The red
shit to
women
the
you
end of your
encountered
game?
Previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasal.
Dake
a celestial
Phasal?
race which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden
Dick
separation
Phasal.
from the great spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
Oh my god.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The great astral spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the great spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it without question throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Dick
Wait,
Phasal.
back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrect 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegis are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy, and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed.
Imagine if this
And
guy
it
was
is to
explaining
that end
the
that we
exposition
have
to
Ganquil devised the crown
exposition
contest.
to you, and then you just hear, "Want
Had
a break from the
initial spirit
ads?"
channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
I'm not
So
gonna
that
lie,
was the
I've
real
been
purpose
tuning this
behind the
out.
crown
I've just been
contest.
scrolling through Discord.
An efficient means to harvest
I
the
have
necessary
literally
energy
just
from
stopped caring.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
Who the fuck is the Great Spirit?
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
Based.
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great
Usually,
Spirit, it will not be long before all is
usually
lost.
Tales games
You're
usually
saying the
do it in
destruction
like
we
the
saw
first
earlier is
third
just
of the
the
game.
beginning? That...
So,
We won't let
alright,
that
I
happen.
need to explain something about Tales games.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so
It's
badly?
way too late in the
Is it to
game
save our
that they
world?
would add
To free
something like
you,
this,
Helganquil, from
but
under
it's
its
not
control?
unusual
Why?
for the Tales series to add something like
No.
this. Like, straight up.
My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For
Yeah,
what?
it's adding it
In
way
spite
too
of our
late.
long service
That's
to the
my
Great
issue
Spirit,
too. Like, when you
our
add it
species
so
is on the
late in the
brink of
game,
extinction.
I stopped caring. Like, straight
mean-
up.
You're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them
Like,
what you need to
This
know.
is what,
Once you have your
like, at this
answer,
point in the game,
return
I'm
to me.
waiting for
If you agree
resolutions,
to help,
not
I
more
shall fix your
MacGuffins.
ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
Dick Basil.
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Dick Basil. No, but okay, so a thing with the Tales games is usually like within the first like third of the game, you think your goals are like simple like that. So like Tales of Symphonia, the first third of the game is like, I'm pretty sure your friend, your girlfriend, she has like, you have to fulfill her powers because she's like some angel or some shit like that. And then the second third of the game, you learn, oh yeah, there's also a parallel universe, and you also have to stop some shit there. It's about something completely different. Also, your father's there, and then blah 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 blah. So Tales games usually wait for like the first third of the game is always about one thing, and those last two thirds of the game are about something completely different. And that's the case for Symphonia, Zestiria, and I think Bizarria is also like that too. I think the goal is like maintain the same for throughout that game, to be honest with you. I think there was like it became something different like maybe the first third of the game, but yeah. This one waited until basically the last what looks like to be the last, I don't know, 1/6 of the game to dump all this random information at me. And I'm just like, oh god. So like, once you dump that shit so late, you just stop
You can't
caring.
seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest,
Don't get me wrong
the
though, I still
conversation
love
went
the
on for
Tales
so
series.
long,
And the combat
I'm
in
not
this
sure
game
I
is
understood all
fucking
of it.
great.
How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow
I'm playing
it at
on
all?
hard too, so it's even a
At the
greater
very
challenge.
least, everything it's said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of essentially one plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans?
It's
How
sort of
do
like
they
when you're
factor
watching
into
an
all
anime
this?
and then they... Dude, have you ever watched like a zombie
Now that
movie
you
and they
mention it,
don't call
I
the
know that
zombies
talk,
zombies?
Hevric 35
That shit
never
is
even
so
brought up the
annoying.
Renans
And they
once.
keep bringing the
And as
word
for
up and you're just
Helganquil,
like, oh,
we never
stop.
did find out just what they are either.
What did they call it?
Maybe it had a reason.
It's sort of
for
like
keeping it
watching
silent.
Cabaneri of the
Or
Iron
perhaps
Fortress
there's
and
even
keep
more going
hearing
on.
them called the zombies
Maybe the others will shed
Cabaneri
more light on the matter.
the whole time. You're just like,
Let's find
okay, we
out.
get it. They're zombies. I think I bumped. Yes, walkers. That was annoying. What other games did... Oh, Midnight Mass, my favorite show, did not call the vampires vampires. Let me see what else. I mean, okay, you know what? I'll give Cabaneri the Iron Fortress the benefit of the doubt because it's not like in a modern sense. Like, people haven't come up with zombies at that point, but still annoying. Alright, let's see. Let's go to the lower level. And then we're going to... No, we're going to Lower Decks? Star Trek reference? Okay, that's not really helpful. Thanks, game. This place looks so nice, though. I would probably live here if I had, like, I would live in the future. Oh shit, there's people here.
Who are they?
What
Minecraft
is
villager.
it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Oh yeah, do you know what's funny about that? Is I just realized that
The overseer
everyone has
told us to
access
answer
to
any
the farmer
questions you
here.
might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must
Be
have meant
upon
Hevric
meeting
35 when he
my
mentioned that
DM for the
overseer.
first time, be like,
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
yeah, I prefer Domjex.
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
I kid.
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contests began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous
But yeah,
plan,
I was
decided
right.
to
It's
replace her
basically
role
the
with
Illuminati
machinery to
behind
avoid
everything.
further mishaps. A new sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing.
Yeah,
that's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy.
Oh, Jesus.
At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Look at this cat. I'm gonna send you a
Heverick
cat
35
really quick.
mentioned that the spirit
Look at
channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
This is my face when they
It is. I
introduce
never thought I
new
would live to see the
concepts
day
at
with
the
my
end
own
of the
eyes.
game.
And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Fazel with Heverick 35 for a long time?
I can't!
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for
I
Heverick
was
35
literally
ever since?
opening Discord to put something on screen while you sent
At
that
first
to
we
me.
thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis
Be you
devices
listening to
and
this story,
information
be like,
control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still running.
Are themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the
It's
same
so
way?
good.
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
Hey, but at least it confirmed
You act
something
like this
for
didn't
me.
affect you
That
personally.
the
If
Red
I was
Women
you,
were
I'd
all
give
in
guys hell at
control,
the
you know?
receptions.
I mean, sure,
Of the
I was
Renans.
surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little
No, you
lonely.
put the webcam back down
Don't you
here.
want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright.
After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold
Cringe.
instead.
Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further.
That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering my questions.
Wait, I have a better image. I have a better image. Here we go. Yes. me playing this. Oh fuck no! Shit, I'm messing with too much shit. All right, there we go. That's my webcam.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else?
I have to.
From
It
Rena,
has.
obviously.
I have to do it because this fucking
From
story.
Rena? Wait,
You don't
are
understand.
You telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
All right.
Of course not.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer...
Apparently...
Okay, there we go.
It feels like our whole world has been turned...
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
All right, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Where did these people come? Oh shit! Let me get rid of fucking Cole Phelps. Sorry. There we go. Yo, cool.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, no, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by...
But if Hevrek 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to...
Make one, huh?
Come on, like honestly, I don't think that there's already so much random bullshit. I thought the main goal of this game was for fucking Alphen and Shion to
it's
finally
you two.
fucking kiss.
Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like...
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is... As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more...
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renan. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, so... to be told that...
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the... But... At the same time...
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same...
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be... I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance...
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about...
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their...
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way in a worst-case scenario.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just...
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their... It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need...
Alright.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Ringo?
Is this game saying self-aware?
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dan and mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is.
Oh my god! Jesus
if Renans
Christ!
end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that, but
oh
Danans
my god!
probably won't be so,
so
quick to let their
good.
guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years
So are
of
they
bad
just
blood
saying
and
it be
prejudice
how
isn't
it
going to be an easy thing to overcome.
it is what it is at this point?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was
Alright.
still able to change. And so I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting.
Now that you mention it, Everick 35
You
and
know,
the other
when
scientists
you
here
hype up
never
a final
really brought that
boss,
up.
it's best to
Maybe
bring it
they
up
don't know
at,
either.
I don't know, the
Maybe.
beginning of
But
the game?
regardless, at the
We won't.
Or at least like 1/3 through the game? Not like, should dump it on your, just like do a bukkake of on your face for the final boss? Jesus Christ.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally...
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad.
Oh yeah, his
and
dad's
running away
dead.
from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thoughts, for obvious reasons.
God, this game
but
is
I
so
never
fucking
really opened
funny.
up to anyone about them.
I feel like
And when I realized
someone
my
in the
visions
writing
pointed to
team
a
is a
threat that
little
was bigger than
self-aware
me,
at this point.
I didn't know what I should do, or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really
Honestly,
important.
Law has not really
I just
been
had
that
to open
racist
up
throughout the
and
whole
listen.
game.
In other words, if you let the big
He's just-
picture stuff get you
See,
all muddled up
Law's
inside,
character art is,
you'll
I'm
begin to lose
depressed.
sight of what you really
My
care
dad just
about.
died.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I think
depressed
you're
for
right.
like maybe 2 more
The thing
scenes.
that's
Now
most
I'm gonna become a dumbass.
I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me. To fight for them. That's good enough.
Law's character
right?
arc is so good.
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know
And
you're
then they
strong
just,
enough to fight.
and then when
And
they
you're
want
strong
Law to
enough
be
protect
dramatic,
the
they just
people
bring
you
up his
care
dad
about.
again.
Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
It's sort of like a D&D player constantly bringing up like their backstory, but like it's other people doing that to them. You know? Like, you know that edgy rogue would be like, ugh, I had to kill everyone and save. Had to fight on the streets to survive. Ugh.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not...
Let's not delude ourselves. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your
That's gonna
thorns
be my next
and being
D&D
a
character's backstory.
That's
I
just
hope
part
you'll
of being
allow it.
alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough of...
When you say the other Renans, you mean the one...
I mean,
even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating
I'm pretty
Dana,
sure the other
our
people
problems
entering
will
your
still
life
remain.
was pretty hard.
Putting aside the untold state that...
So, I guess your only real choices at this point...
And at the same time, Danon's... There is, after all, 3 centuries, and the victims of our...
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so...
Menancia's fate was... There had been backlash
Alright, I don't
over
care.
how it had been ruled.
This is not gonna
And I
be
was
funny,
blessed-
so
But
I'm
things
just
can
gonna skip
still
through it.
change if you have the right people.
Indeed. I fully
I'm
accept
just
on
gonna...
that note.
You have text
I have
at the
something
bottom
of
of the
a
screen, you
favor
can
to
read it
ask
if
of
you
you,
want.
Alphen.
I'm
Oh?
skipping
What
through
is
it.
it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator, so that the Renans, as the one and only Blazing Sword.
Blazing
I suspect
Sword.
the Danons may listen to what...
And I take it that you'll be the one to
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite
Do you
a
think
lot
the
of you.
Blazing Sword, like,
However,
smoked some
the
really
fact of the matter
blazing
is that it will take
blunts?
time for Renan...
It's just like...
You're the same as ever, Gohan.
Ah,
Is it too much?
Shion,
No,
you gotta try
relax.
You...
this. This is called the Menancia
You're too
Bud.
kind. I can see you.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again. This time just...
You don't even need to ask.
Thank you, my friend.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using...
What about you, Shion? How do you feel?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. Right now, it's...
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never
Steely
imagined that
Dan?
I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dick. It's been going on for 300 years. All this it was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able... How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me a Danon. As I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff, like, she said that the first step down that path was... That means forgiving other people.
Forgiving. So it
Oh my
goes
god,
both
we were doing
ways,
this for
right?
the entire fucking game.
Is that what
Jesus
you're
Christ. Why are we bringing this up again?
Yeah. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to.
It's not going to be easy.
Chat,
getting
I'm
past
sorry
this
I'm
pain.
hurting you with this
But if we can do
annoying writing
I'm sure
and
there'll
anime
come
bullshit.
a time when we can
you
all
forgive
truly
me?
understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in and all the people we... I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori.
Oh, thank you,
for
chat.
everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to see...
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live.
Nihilist
And that's
after
the
getting a
honest
fuck. Nihilist after they receive a foot job under the table. I want to live!
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Xion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the Spirit Channel
I'm sorry, I'm looking for a meme.
Naori that vision. And to hear Xion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Xion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy. One type which we know is native only to Rena.
I don't think so.
Is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Xion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides
But
in Rena.
also, our DM is really cringe, so, like, he won't let me... Like, I asked him several times to add, to allow more
really
scenes
part of
of
Rena's
my
Great
character
Spirit.
being super
I'm
cool
going to go
and
over there
muscular,
and give it a
and
piece
all
of
the
my
girls
mind
love
and
him
then some.
and stuff, you know? And he would just stop, so he just gives me a glare and just tells me to leave the table.
Question is
I
how
don't
we
understand
confront
why. My character is super cool.
Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to
Alright,
fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
The One Piece is
So
real!
if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up program...
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruin.
First they lumber you with a position you...
More importantly, who do they...
I just hope everyone...
Worst comes to worst. Lenegis
They'll
is
be
equipped
fine.
Wait.
In any case, if we're truly...
Right.
They'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to kill... I'm not gonna lie, I would play that game, but I've heard that game is just really bad. Like, just straight up. Ooh. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Whoa!
I think I can go 12:30. I don't know. I'm just afraid that, like, I'm gonna go into this, like, next dungeon that they're gonna have me do, and then it's still not gonna be the end of the game. That's what I'm super afraid of. Alright. Well, have a good night then.
Have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do? You must have something up your sleeve.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run through. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to...
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renus Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the using their powers.
Hold on.
Yeah, killing herself to take out.
She was actually right.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the Great Astral.
Ah, great. I'm gonna have a fucking disappointing ending again.
Spirit. Any matter
Uh...
contained within the field of destruction shall...
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available.
What are our other...
There is little reason to consider alternative
Oh, fuck
courses
off,
of
dude.
action when the...
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any...
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in...
That's...
It is vital that you
Oh my
proceed
God.
with this plan. A part of Rena's
Man,
great
this robot's an
astral
asshole.
spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume... We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Oh shit, it's the
Which would
ending
make
to
Alphen's
fucking,
earlier hypothesis correct.
what's that? Gurren Lagann.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the Great Astral Spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the... That is why it is necessary for it to be without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
You know, they had... Wait.
Naori said that the Renus Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorn... If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the...
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renus Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the Great Astral Spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of... Considering that the Renus Alma was previously lost when that ceremony...
What does that mean for us if you won't allow...
Your starship will not be restored.
Oh,
and
fuck
you will only
off!
be
This robot's an
unable to leave
asshole.
here.
Why you?
Fine, then.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing.
Yo!
We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renus Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renus Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renus Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
Okay.
So right in the middle of the...
I have one more question. You've said that what will happen to Rena?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse, even in such a scenario.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages.
Man, I wish that thing had...
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to fix our starship.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. Repair work on your starship has finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk? talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait. Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away. Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrecht 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible...
You're probably right.
Alright, well. Okay. Oh my fucking god, please stop.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I think I don't have to work tomorrow.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans, but we knew that not all of you were like that. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all—
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, but as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking—
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renan. Realistically speaking,
even if we end up butting heads with one person, if we can build a society that works like that—
So you wish for people to form real bonds?
Yes, I do. I think— Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know. Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll dough.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara.
Yeah, I love
I appreciate
Kisara.
your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought
Okay,
of
it
that
sounds
way
like
before.
Kisara wants to fuck. Like, straight up.
But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Yeah, I'm in the final stretch.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, If everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle.
Oh my god, so it did.
So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
That's some good
I was
lighting,
being
though.
real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry,
Oh,
Rinwell.
fuck.
Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Aww.
Remember what I said about neither planet's Great Spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us?
I don't even know what that shit is, bro.
Way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will.
Right, like,
so if we all have a
I was just hoping that they would, like,
astral energy inside us.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about the plot
maybe.
again.
Hefric 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Aww.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No. What were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were thinking?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Dude, I love the Law in the Rinwell ship. It's so good. Oh.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrecht 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing
If this game has
sword may not have the
a
strength of
bad
the Renis
ending,
Alma,
I'm gonna be so upset.
but it's taken us this far.
It's been 3
It's
Tales
slain
games.
lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before.
Jesus.
But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
That was my controller.
You won't have to worry
vibrating
about
on my
that for
desk.
much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Damn, they aren't gonna kiss, are they? Alright, well, I think I'm gonna just...
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Jesus
Sounds
Christ.
like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I mean,
I
true.
have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Oh yeah, it's a
Will
video
all
game,
the
bruh.
Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years,
It
many
would have
people
been much
come
funnier if
together
you
and
just
sworn
said,
to see
"I don't
this through
fucking
to
know,
the end."
dog. We're in an anime."
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Alright, thank God. Jesus. Ah, here we go, another cutscene. I should now have fast travel everywhere I go, right?
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has...
You know what that means.
I guess this means we should give that warp...
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Whoa.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is.
VDN
But after being
Nazareth.
robbed of its astral energy for so long, those
Sorry,
days
I
are gone
saw
and
that
past.
Doom.
This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it...
With nothing left here to consume.
You're saying if we don't stop it...
We can be sure that even these few...
If the Oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw, it looks like we can climb down from... Let's take a look.
Alright, final dungeon, boys. Let's fucking go. It looks pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
Well, the Special Owls is like a thing
A
that's
hollowed
gonna wait.
ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying.
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to...
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end.
You'd think I was already snorkeling. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance.
I'm guessing it won't be as easy.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength.
In other words, we need to...
Back when Shion's thorn...
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack.
We might just be able to weaken. It won't be easy. Question for you. Let's say... not...
What of the world?
Yeah, I mean...
A lot will have to change.
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true.
Renans, Danans, Astral...
If only we could see differences like... Not differences.
It will take someone in power to set an example.
There will no longer be any need...
That's where we come in. We imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people.
Yeah, you're right, Rick.
Alright, I'm gonna save really quick. Now, this is gonna be fun, because I am actually, like, tired. You know what, I'm gonna mask my tiredness with caffeine. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. You know what? Straight up, I don't even want to bother doing this shit tonight. I'm going to bed. Alright. Honestly, I might just get up early. I really want to finish this game for Saturday or Sunday. I know Saturday I'm gonna do a Saturday's gonna be Gloomwood. Sunday, maybe it's Persona 4 or this game. I don't know which. But yeah, thanks for showing up, everyone. Let me just see. The problem is I've played other Tales games before, and the final dungeon's usually long. See what it looks like.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either.
I get that you're itching to delve into its...
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether...
It's a little early to be giving it...
A man can dream, though.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything...
In your case, Dohalim...
You'll need to stay with us for now, though.
Why do I feel this is less of a...
Just a friendly...
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No, I mean...
Rinwell, the point...
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers...
Yeah, they're designed...
Right. So it kind of begs the...
I don't know, makes them more intimidating.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed...
Huh.
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think...
Not... hugely? Hey, Kisara, well, I've got...
Get it?
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen.
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously? You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot...
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world...
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like...
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such...
The only thing I can think of, then.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so...
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically...
You're right. Zeugles were only created because...
First people made Zeugles, and then we...
I hope we find a way...
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and...
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering...
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap...
Well, I guess when...
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
Oh, fuck me.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
All disasters made one. Come forth. Helix of purity.
Ready and refill! Down! You're all and just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than done. No further. Nothing gets by me.
First aid. If it's in the sky, it's on.
Can't move.
It's time to finish this. Die. Consuming wildfire. All healed. I'll bring you back from. That's a bit. Illuminate the dark! Our expert coming through! Heal you all. Holy land! Here, let me help. Illuminate the dark! Illuminate the dark! Holy glimmer! In here! Retain with magic Azam! Sleep now! Alright! It's that time! I never miss! Far enough! Illuminate the dark! Holy glimmer! Holy land! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer!
Thank you for all your help.
Please, don't mention it.
I'm glad to know someone felt like that.
Jolene!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Illuminate... That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Seal! This one's mine! Sleep now!
You picked the wrong fight!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Ready!
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
In here! Damn it! Out of ammo! Sleep now! I'm gone! Here's the healer!
Take this!
Make it rising! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Well done! I'll heal you all! Handle it! This in here! Healing circle!
Appreciate the help!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
One at a time! Inferno crossing! Healing circle!
Not today!
Where are you going? Far enough! Illuminate the... It's
Finish this! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer! Healing field! Water! Hear my call! Sleep now! Glacial spear! Here's the evil! One at a time! Freeze laser! Illuminate the dark! Going in! Plenty left! In here!
Shield and mace!
Lightning meteor! Here comes! Not in your dreams! Hit! Hey! One at a time!
Not today!
Make it rain!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer! Sleep now!
Now let loose!
Piercing roar! Sealed! Switch to water! Hit! Pierce evil! Hey! One at a time!
Finish it!
Falcon!
Jesus Christ.
Energy!
Say no more!
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that...
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt...
Yeah, I know.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over.
There was something by Shion that I really wanted. Ah, there we go. Defeated all whites at... Oh, that's, side game content.
have to stay the course.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rock.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the hell.
It's incredible.
Hey, these guys built Lenegis.
If they had the power to create, or rather... We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become. To think of the promise.
Do you think we could have got...
Like all of us, you mean?
I think we may have had the chance.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. On the contrary, I should...
Just look at the size of that thing.
You know what? Before I
Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive.
Yeah, it's gonna be 1 o'clock.
They don't seem to do things
way
by
too tired.
halves either. In the past 300 years. No, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danon, do you think have ever...
Regarding the past, also.
I can...
What do you mean?
And that doesn't strike you as...
Yeah, there must...
Borrow one of their...
If it worked...
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea...
Alright, I'm gonna try something. Does this game barrel? Yeah, it does.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Hey, Alphen. What do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her muscles, you dummy!
Yeah! Hey.
Yeah!
Just...
I guess... Thanks.
Huh?
Well... All right.
All right.
I guess.
Whew.
Got it.
Looks like we get to sleep with a room.
This flavor. Why, it rivals the...
Wow. That's some...
That would be grilled...
What?
Whoa there!
It's Rat Pig! How could you cook something with such...
I fail to see what the problem is. Rapigs are perfect... Having said that, I do realize it's become rather rare.
They definitely didn't fall out.
Agreed. Rapigs have...
If the taste is too strong...
Indeed.
Seriously, Dol...
That's probably...
So you end up seeking out more unusual...
Well, putting aside what it used to be...
That reminds me. I do believe I once read in a... I suppose I won't...
Not with who...
Let's defeat that monster, because I can definitely do it now.
I wonder what we'll find out there this time.
Most likely Zeugles, I would reckon.
I mean, other than them.
Careful. That's no or...
This'll be a delicious piece of cake. Here's Lunar Corruption. Ready and
Time to cross blade.
Holy
Try
Lord.
harder.
Just go for the weak point.
Dragon.
Healing circle.
No escape.
Good, Shield. Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Lunar Blast. We won't bring you down. Far enough.
No escape.
Amazing.
It's over. Here I come. I'm not done. It's over.
Inferno.
Tornado Alpha.
Going in.
Double demon fang.
Shattering. Peace in. Attack. This'll come in. Lunar Corruption.
Sword Rain Alpha. Swallow blade. It's over.
Now you see what I can do!
Demon fang. The flame inside me yearns to be let free. Sword Rain Alpha.
Throbs in pain.
So much for
Coming through.
Ah, fuck.
Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Lightning. Downfall.
You're mine. Ignite.
I'm on shot!
Sword Rain Alpha.
Here and now! Eagle Fly!
Sword Rain Alpha.
In a bind,
Dragon Form.
Alright,
Double demon fang. You're mine. It's over. Slash. This one keeps charging us.
that's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it. I'll leave it to you. You're finished. Take this. No escape.
Now you see what I can do!
I never miss.
Eat dirt.
Crescent move.
First strike. Sonic Thrust.
My head's spinning just
Double
fine.
demon fang. Sword Rain Alpha. Double demon fang.
Lightning. Downfall.
Here I come.
Here's
It's
a
over.
healing arc.
Slash. Swallow blade.
Look sharp!
Take that. Dragon form. Prepare to be sealed. Double demon fang. Sword Rain Alpha. Try harder. No, you can't. Lewis, the flame inside me yearns to be let free. This ends now. Double demon fang. Sword Rain Alpha.
That freaking does it!
Take this. Demon fang. Not today.
Denied!
Here's a
Swallow
healing arc.
blade. Slash. Sword Rain Alpha. Swallow blade. Sword Rain Alpha.
Look sharp! I'm on a roll now!
Jesus.
Don't leave me.
Dragon form.
Healing circle.
I owe you one.
Line.
Away! You could use a
Where
hand!
are you going?
First strike.
Lunar Corruption.
Here I come. Swallow blade.
Mega ray.
Sword Rain Alpha. Demon fang.
Ready and
Double demon fang.
I'll finish you here and now!
Take this. It's over.
Hurricane!
Sword Rain Alpha.
In a bind, rip and tear!
Healing
I'll
circle.
smash you! Down! You're on! I feel like
Sword Rain Alpha.
do it! Hikara! I'll stop your movement! And I'll stop your life!
Will this help?
Here I come.
Flaming meteor!
You're finished. You picked the wrong fight.
Healing circle.
Hurricane!
Dragon form.
Rip and tear!
Slash.
Take
Sonic
So now you're getting serious?
blade.
Oh, now
Swallow blade.
Reinforcements? They've got me surrounded.
You're mine.
All good things come to an end.
Now.
Flaming meteor! Hurricane!
I'm not done.
Eagle Dawn! Ready to go!
This isn't looking good.
In here! Get started!
I owe you one.
Far enough! Watch it!
Sword Rain Alpha. Double demon
Where
fang.
are you going?
Hurricane strike!
Burn in hell.
I'm going!
Sword Rain Alpha.
My healing arc to accomplish
In a bind,
Crescent move.
Double demon fang.
Tiger Blade! Hurricane strike!
This one will not kill you all.
Here I come. Demon fang.
do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time.
I really don't.
Now I'm real mad!
My turn! Strike!
First aid!
You picked the wrong fight! Sword Rain Alpha! Double Demon Fang! Sword Rain Alpha! Demon Fang!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I'm not done!
Lunar
Sword Rain Alpha!
Round and
Talon Storm!
Here's a
Take
healing arc!
this! No escape!
First aid!
Okay, you try harder! My turn! Sword Rain Alpha!
So now you're getting serious?
Try harder! Not again! It's too much! No escape!
Take this!
Inferno crossing!
Here comes the big one! Now I can let
Not
loose!
like this!
You'll pay for that!
I'll bring you back from death abyss!
No escape! It's on! Sword Rain Alpha! Burn! Double Demon Fang! Sword Rain Alpha! You're finished!
Where are you going? Outstanding form!
Double Demon Fang! Dragon Claw! Swallow Blade! Pierce through!
There are
Sword Rain
turns
Alpha!
Come on! You have to hold on!
Dragon Swarm! Double Demon
I wasn't
Fang!
planning on getting annihilated today.
If you're not in it, get back! We got...
Coming
Damn.
Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
A new lease on life. The power of life. Let me show you what my help can do. Rise and shine.
Its defenses are down!
I'll beat it to dust!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Throbs in
Now
pain.
where was I'll finish you here and now!
Double Demon! My turn! Demon Fang!
In a bind?
Sword Rain Alpha!
Jesus.
Don't give up. I'll bring you back from death abyss. Resuscitation. I'll heal you all.
Here I come! Demon Fang!
Here's a healing arc. First aid.
I can carve through armor!
Hurricane strike. On guard. This one's mine.
I've let you all down.
I'll bring you back from death abyss.
The force inside me yearns to be let free! Sword
I'll
Rain
bring you
Alpha!
back from death abyss.
Dragon
Resuscitation.
Swarm!
Here's a healing arc.
Try harder!
First
Take
aid.
it!
Going in.
I'm not done!
Hurricane strike.
Now or never.
Death abyss. On guard.
Try harder! Not a chance! Sword Rain Alpha!
It looks like we made a mess!
Dragon Swarm!
Radiant blood.
Try harder! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
All the power of my
It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out! I got you! Eagle side! Here's a healing arc!
Not like this!
Stay away from my friend! Demon
Bring you
Fang!
back from death abyss! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Nice.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Yeah!
What?
Right. Afraid not.
Right.
Yeah!
sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
Damn it!
You are in tip-top shape.
As soon as I'm done here, I'll come help out.
Does anyone else think this may be just a bit too tough for us?
Why are you staring at me?
I could ask the same thing.
So this is how the Sovereign and Maiden are supposed to look. You two go great together.
Law, come stand between us.
Oh, sure. You want me to put something white on as well?
Of course she doesn't.
Take a closer look, Xion. It's a miracle.
What are you talking about?
This outfit, it's already got blue accents on it.
So I see.
Your cooking has really improved.
It's because of you that I understand what makes it so fun.
I've noticed a disturbing trend that after it's your turn to cook, our ingredients tend to...
That is a good point, Law.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty normal?
Or maybe she eats all the
Come on. I wouldn't do anything like...
Then how would you explain?
What is it?
As we all know, Xion here can have quite the appetite. By my eye, it would appear that her footprints are leaving deeper impressions as of late.
She's been snacking while she...
And yet, she still...
Yeah,
Wait a sec. Are you guys...
I'm what?
No.
Nothing. Xion, about that...
Sorry about that.
I didn't come to criticize you.
You don't need to worry about me. It's like how you used to not care about getting beat up because you couldn't feel...
You're right. That is...
Then what do you mean?
It's different now.
Look, if you mean
It's because I don't want to... You're right. I didn't listen to anybody's warning. This isn't about you and me. Is that a creep?
No. We can't expect our enemy...
I'm sorry.
I will, at least.
Hey, Alphen. Why do you like...
You know, I haven't thought about that.
but now that you can feel pain...
Did you like spicy food when you...
Not as much as I do now.
I can most certainly relate. Once you've had...
I don't think that's got anything to do with...
I just wish I could have got...
I like food that's dense and...
We all know...
What was that?
Nothing.
You know, I've also noticed Xion's not really into the same kind of food.
That's so me. Even when I was little, I was all about food that gives me strength.
And I guess Kisara is so good at cooking.
I'm only good with fish because it...
I like fish just fine. But
Really? You know...
When you get down to it...
I must admit,
Xion, could we talk a moment?
I thought you had something to talk...
Not really. Why?
No,
We used to really have to force these conversations.
to say the least. Hey,
What is it?
do you think you'd like to make something together?
Make what?
Just if you wanna make dinner together. What did you think I meant?
Huh? Dinner? Oh, dinner. Yes. Yes, of course. Dinner. Right.
What did you think I was talking about?
No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, what did you have in mind?
Well, do you recognize these ingredients?
This is... Wait. Is this?
So you remember? That's right. We're going to fix the very... Although I remember it not be...
You still remember that, huh?
I'm just teasing you. I picked this recipe because it's easy to make, and I thought it... Anyway, let's get to work. With both...
I never thought we'd end up eating alone like this.
Yeah. So much has...
No, I'd say even that's...
True. We both...
That's not exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Even after our battles are done. When
Yep. I doubt...
I hope our dinner...
Maybe not exact...
Oh, no, not at all. I meant in a nice...
And real chairs instead of these logs?
And when it's time to...
Standing
Whoops. Looks like...
Yeah, you're right.
Side by...
Sorry if I'm a bit restless during the night.
Yo!
You sense one of your pals, Hootle?
That's what it does?
Is this the barrier that's keeping the Zoogle in that Nath mentioned?
Looks like it. Our Zoogle pal should be on the other side.
This barrier is weird. It looks old and half-finished. Plus, he said it was okay to break.
I mean, we won't need it anymore once the Zoogle's gone, right? So what does it matter? Did they really think that barrier was enough for a Zoogle like that?
It was. That thing was sturdier than you give it credit for.
Really? So that's the Zoogle, huh? This should be a piece of cake.
Don't get careless, Law. What's that huge Zoogle over there?
Stay far away from that thing, Rinwell.
I'm just checking if there's see it. No, there's something behind it.
My... Word. This must be the work of Providence.
Prova what now?
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Wait, that's a Bandai Namco game? I thought it was a Sega game. More you know.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Finally.
Hey, Rinwell, tell me about your parents.
They were kind. I never understood. Needless to say, that didn't... Of course. What about your...
Same deal. It got bad enough. And now,
I know how.
the first time we met,
Yeah,
you don't say. So,
not really.
wow. Well, I won't.
He was.
Maybe it's the snow soaking up all the sound, but something...
When it comes to solemnity, I'd say our own
I won't argue with you there. Still, that azure...
Indeed. It was boorish of...
All I know is it's freaking cold. Still, more pleasant now that the locals aren't quite as
Well, excuse me if I'm too frosty for your warm self.
Oh, come on! You know I didn't mean you. Besides, really, I'm the one who...
How about we stop getting hung up on the past?
An unexamined past can be...
Better that than obsessing over it like...
Kisara doesn't min...
I could say the same thing about one or two of the other women around here.
Tell me about it.
I think I'll refrain from comment.
Hootle, I've got some dried fish.
Forget that. Doesn't some taste...
Hey! Stop trying to coax him away with treats.
He appears to enjoy being the center.
Funny how things change. He and Rinwell...
It's not just Hootle who's become more trusted.
They do say pets and their owners act a...
Well then, I guess with...
Sometimes when I'm deep in thought, Hootle will come over...
Oh, you will someday. You...
Wish I had that problem.
Really? He seems tame enough around everyone else.
That's dogs, not owls.
What's going on?
I don't know. Like when I'm talking to Rinwell, it's like he's trying to muscle me out or something. Unless...
Come again?
Ow! Ah, get off!
I rather... That was quite the little adventure we went.
Alright, I think I'm done. Alrighty. I was just looking through a side quest, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm like straight up done. I mean, I could look it up, but that would be just a pain to just go through every fucking final boss and see where which one goes. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah.